So welcome everyone to the Full Moon Renewal Ceremony. I'm Michelle Powell, and I help women claim their feminine power and create a life and a space that supports it. And I am here with 10 women. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 9 women. And we are coming together in order to complete the abundance cycle. So last time, this was a requested video. Last time we went through a new moon manifesting ritual, and it was so beautiful. We shared, I shared the power of the moon and why it's significant. We set some powerful intentions in a way that honors our subconscious and motivates us, and we did a meditation around actually embodying this and participated in a secret new moon technique, manifesting technique. So if you haven't watched it, and for those listening to the recording, go back and check it out. It's really fun. So that is recorded just for for you to be able to use it for the future. So every new moon you can come back to that, go through the ritual, and please share with me how it goes for you. I'd love to connect regarding that through email or social media. So that's what we did last time, and everyone wanted to do a full moon one, which is why we're here today. And so today we're going to continue on. I'm going to remind you how the moon is connected to us and what the full moon brings in our lives and how this relates to the cycle of abundance. And we're going to start off by celebrating each and every one of you. So we're going to do that first. And then we're going to get really real with ourselves. and this is to honor ourselves and be able to release a part of us that is holding us back. So something that's holding us back, including an element of ritual here using the element fire, which is why I'm wearing red. So that's what we'll be doing today, and you will need a candle if you can. If you're outside another location, that's fine. You can make do. Maybe you can, well, I'll switch it up if you're not able to have these things. But ideally you'll need a candle, anything that creates your sacred space. So I mentioned I have some crystals here. I've saged my room. I've set some intentions for the call. And you'll need some paper and pen. You'll need a lighter and matches, and ideally a big glass or metal bowl. I have a glass one here. So ideally you would have all those things, because those are what we're going to be utilizing today in our ceremony. And you'll also need your intentions from last time, your goals or intentions that you set during the new moon 2 weeks ago, or simply use whatever is on your mind now, an intention or goal or desire that you would like to manifest. So again, we're going through the cycle of manifestation here. So last time we talked about implementing the intention and why it's so powerful to set it correctly, and now we're going to go through a ceremony that lets us release something, and so that we can experience what we want. Okay, so grab those things if you haven't already. And I also wanted to mention that what you'll really need today is courage. And just to remind you to, again, be real with yourself, and all is welcome here. So all emotions, all of you, the light and the dark side of you, it's all welcome. No judgment today. So same with those listening to the recording, everything is welcome. Just let yourself be encouraged and feel. So the moon, we are now at the midpoint of the cycle of the moon, and this is the time where there's the most energy and the most magnetism and pull and, you know, crazy powerful energy going on. I'm sure you all can feel it. In addition, we are in a blood moon, a lunar eclipse, a super moon, a harvest moon, and Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot of shit happening right now. So I'm sure you can feel it. Basically, all of that means is there's heightened emotions happening. So there's a lot of intense emotional patterns being released. There's new lessons coming up. There is fears coming up. There's just a lot of energy. And the reason why a crazy thing happened during full moon is because a lot of the time people don't know how to work with it. They don't know how to work with the fears, or they don't know how to work with anything that is ready to be released. If they can feel it in their body, they just don't know how to utilize it. So that often manifests into destructive behavior, or just not like negative patterns or negative actions from anyone. So today I'm going to show you how to utilize these feelings, these fears, this confusion into a place of renewal, so that you can feel more in your body and more connected to yourself and your desires through manifestation. So back to the moon. So it's, again, a powerful time. This is the moon represents the feminine aspects of ourselves, and since it's the closest planet to us, it has the most impact on us, especially as women. And full moons, metaphorically and physically, illuminate our shadows, right? So if you picture the full moon in a desert, you can see everything. There's no shadow, so it illuminates the shadows. And then metaphysically, or metaphorically speaking, it illuminates our fears, or the shadow side of us. So basically our shadow is showing right now. And basically there is a spotlight on all of us, on all of our fears, all of our emotions, all of our desires. So there's, again, a lot of energy focused on each and every one of us. And what we're going to do today is shine a spotlight on this and inevitably transform these fears, because once we shine light on our fears, they can't survive in this light. So that's what we're going to do. And this is also a time for celebration. That's why I'm calling it a ceremony. And this big bright full moon is calling us to notice ourselves more and our surroundings. So again, this is a spotlight on us, and so we're going to celebrate in our own spotlight. And we are going to talk about what we have accomplished regarding the intentions that we set, or what has happened to move you closer to your intentions. What is the way of being that you've harnessed? What is a new perspective that you've gained? Okay, so no growth is too small. So I would like to ask every one of you to share, and I can start off. Last time I mentioned one of my goals was to create a speaking event with 2 other speakers in the Bay Area. I haven't manifested that fully, but I've moved towards it by signing on with 2 other women and planning our dates and our sessions where we prepare for the speaking event. So this is totally in action. It's manifesting. It's happening. It's just not happened yet. So I'm celebrating me moving towards this and taking action, and the ball is rolling, and I'm really excited. Woo! So I'd love to ask all of you, what are you celebrating? So again, in regards to your intention that you set, or something that's happening in your life right now that's got the ball rolling for what you want. So speak up, whoever wants to go first. I'm calling you out. If you feel called, a little something in your body, then I recommend you speak up.
Michelle, I'm looking at my intentions that I set at the new moon, and I haven't manifested these either. And I'm really not very good at celebrating, so I'm so glad. Like, I'm looking at these and saying, okay, so I have some stuff to let go of, so I can welcome this stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
But that celebration piece is really key, and I'm trying to be better with that. So I can celebrate that in the midst of all of this cosmic stuff going on that I definitely feel on like a deep soul level. I want to celebrate that I'm not like, I'm kind of staying with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surrendering to it a bit, and I'm learning from it, and I'm journaling a lot about it, and therefore, again, creating space within me to really learn what I need to learn from it. Mm-hmm. And that in itself, you know, given the intensity of things around us, I think, is celebration worthy.
Yes, it is. So I'm hearing a lot of commitment from you.
Hmm.
Would you say that that would be what's happening?
That's interesting. You choose that word. Um,
Because you mentioned you were journaling and thinking about it, and there's awareness around it. You're constantly in flow with it, even though it's not here yet, as it's perceived. It's not here.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it feels really good. I definitely feel in flow with it. I literally 2 days ago was laying in the Gulf of Mexico, completely suspended and supported by the water, and lost myself for I don't know how long, and that was magical. Yeah,
Yeah.
and talk about flow. Yeah.
And how does it feel now to feel that commitment that you've had with this intention or with your intentions?
It feels grounding. It feels validating. Um, it makes me feel really connected to my highest self, which is something I always want to be aware of. Awareness is really awesome to mention. And I mean, yeah. And it doesn't mean that it's easy, and it doesn't mean that there's not, like you said, dark emotions and stuff like that that come up, but like I'm not resisting them. I'm just flowing with it. So
Yeah.
that feels really powerful, actually.
Beautiful. So you feel connected and grounded and in flow, and
Hmm.
you're celebrating that commitment. So I want you to breathe that in. I'm inviting you right now to actually breathe that in and eliminate the phrase, I'm not really good at celebrating, and simply just breathe in whatever you're feeling and celebrate in whatever way that it feels. Simply breathing it in and acknowledging it is a celebration in and of itself. So amazing props to you, honey, for feeling this way and staying in tune with your intentions. Even them being top of mind is moving towards it, remembering your intentions and actually allowing yourself to feel into them. That's cause for celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Yay, Kristen had her spotlight. Does anyone else want to claim their spotlight?
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, darling.
Hi, everyone. Um, I kind of too am in the same place as Kristen, and I'm feeling like I could use some more celebrating in my life. I think that there are a lot of beautiful things coming into my life right now that it's almost like I'm not appreciating, I'm used to some of these beautiful things, or I'm good at manifesting them, so I don't celebrate them. So that's something too that I want to celebrate. And in terms of like really connecting to the intentions that we created the last time we were together, um, what I'm noticing is I really am desiring to connect more to my clients, and I'm noticing that I'm shifting more to opening up more. So I'm really good at opening up some parts of me, but I really want to connect completely. So I think I'm in that place where I'm just opening up more.
Okay. So you feel more, so you do feel more of a connection since you're opening up.
Yeah.
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 Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, congratulations. That's wonderful. So you are opening up more and feeling a bigger connection to your clients.
Hmm.
Awesome. How does that feel?
It feels it's just easier.
Beautiful.
It's just yeah, it's right where I want to be.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love how you use the word ease. It's very important. Does anyone else want to claim their spotlight and celebrate? Do it, Jacqueline.
Hi, ladies. So what I'm trying to, there's a few things that actually happened as I was writing down from last time. I went a little bit deeper with what my intention was and how I really wanted to feel. But a big part of that was launching the opt-in that I've been creating, and I've really been wanting to get that out there because I feel it's so important. And to do that with spaciousness and ease and empowerment, but I felt even more so embodied, which has been a big lesson for me. And it's really been so beautiful. And the result of that was to connect to more people, increase my tribe. I mean, that's part of it. To also lead to this really awesome program I created called the Gut Guidance Makeover Series. And I've already manifested that, which is so cool. So I've already increased my tribe. I mean, it's really beautiful to see more people welcoming them into my space. It feels really good. I mean, I still feel some resistance in certain things of opening up the space for Gut Guidance Makeover, which I'm really excited about, but there's still some space for illumination to be there, and to then bring that into a space for some of the new ways I want to work with my clients one-on-one. So I just wanted to celebrate that, just having that intention of getting it out there. The Guide to Living Abundantly from Your Gut is out there, my opt-in, and I'm really excited.
Yay! Yay! How do you feel about it?
It feels really good because it's one of those things where I feel like I've been able to step out of my comfort zone on the internet and talk to more people about it and gift it to people and feel like I have something even greater to offer, which I know is there, and feel really confident and good about that. And it just feels right.
Awesome. And was it easy and fluid like you wanted?
It was mostly easy and fluid.
Okay.
I came back each day, though, in the morning to the intention that I wrote from the new moon when I did my morning routine, my morning ritual, and just a reminder of what that was and how to embody ease and spaciousness and flow and empowerment. Some days it was easy and some days it wasn't, but to walk into that space, to know that's what I committed to myself was really, really great. So I want to celebrate that as I move forward to the next phase of this intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. You did quite a lot to achieve it.
Yeah.
So much awareness, so much action, and so much connection to yourself. So that's so beautiful.
Well, you held a very powerful circle, so I really wanted to honor that too.
Thank you.
The gift that I received from you. Yeah. So
I love having you here. Yes, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Okay, one more person. Does anyone want to claim their spotlight?
I will.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. This is my mom, everyone.
Hello. Hello. I just am celebrating just so much because the intention that I was setting, in our session was pretty long-term type of things, and I just want to celebrate the fact that so much has happened in forward motion, and things that we set to accomplish or to work on towards that long-term goal. Amazing amounts of things have already happened, have already manifested, have already completed, and everything is just flowing towards that final intention that we have set, me and my husband together. And I just want to celebrate just everything that is happening and flowing and manifesting, and just letting us know just how right everything is in our choices. We're going to
Hmm.
cry, aren't we?
This is good. This is what it's about. Okay, that's a release. So awesome. That is so beautiful. I'm just so excited and proud of you. It's amazing.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome. That's so great. And then how does it feel to have so much be reflected back to you in the physical?
It feels really good because for a long time, as you know, everything's been more stagnant and more difficult, more like climbing the mountain, trying to figure out, and now it's like a rushing river, literally. It's like everything is just moving and flowing, and one thing connects to another and another, and it expands, and it's just this really great place to be because it just things are just happening and being, um, just I can't think of the word right now, but it's like confirmed. There's
Yeah.
confirmation everywhere,
Mhm.
and it's just to see things and to see how we're coming together, and as we come together to do things, it just explodes even more. And there's been a lot of things that have been being released, and a lot of things that are um, continuous intentions and goal settings, and it's like as fast as we do them, they start to manifest, and things are really just flowing. So it's lovely.
And I didn't hear, did you share how you felt about it?
I just feel like that it's really wonderful.
Okay.
It's exciting. It's so nice to be focused and feeling good about everything that we're doing instead of questioning it, or just feeling like it's a hard thing to decide or a hard thing to do. It just feels good and easy and
Beautiful.
exciting.
Okay. Beautiful. Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
My
Oh my
pleasure.
gosh, so much ease. I'm hearing from every single one of you. That is so cool. And that is the secret to manifesting, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. Beautiful. Okay, so we will now move on. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. I just really appreciate it. I'm basking in your amazingness. You guys are all so awesome. And I want to reiterate what I just said before you guys spoke about the celebration and how no celebration's too small. So it could be a new perspective. Again, it doesn't have to be something achieved, but it could just be a new way of being within yourself. So I hear all of you talking about ease and flow. So just simply by being in ease and in flow is a cause for celebration. Anything that feels good is a cause for celebration. Anything that you feel proud of is a cause for celebration. And so we start with this to bring us into this vibration of celebration and joy and excitement and possibility. So if you haven't achieved your goal or intention yet, you hear others achieving theirs and sharing the process and seeing that everything is possible and it is easy and it is doable when we come with a pure heart and intention. So that is what I wanted to mention as well before I move on. Okay, so now we are in the full moon, and what's coming next in the 2 weeks is the waning phase until the next new moon. And so this is, again, time to release, as I mentioned earlier, what is no longer serving us, old energy patterns, old ways of being, um, things that we might say. So I'm not good at this, or I don't ever get that, or I don't have this yet. Those are the old ways and old stories that show up in our life. So these next 2 weeks are just a time for us to get really clear and connected with our intention again, and release what we can to come into this place and manifest what we would like and experience abundance. So this is the time to release those old patterns and accept those new lessons. A lot of the time people push away lessons and they say, I don't need to learn this, or I've had enough experience in that. But it's only going to keep coming until you learn it and embody it and move through it. And so today we're going to do the hard part, and we are going to move through it and get a little real and raw with ourselves. because the only way to find renewal is through death of some sort. And by death, I mean a release. So something needs to be released in order to make room for what we desire to enter and increase our capacity to receive abundance. Right? We only have so much capacity. There's a book called The Big Leap, and it talks about, I don't really remember the name of the thing, but it's a ceiling of how we can experience abundance. Like we stop ourselves subconsciously from experiencing because we put a limit on ourselves. So by releasing and doing this act of honoring the cycles and releasing and renewing ourselves, that in and of itself creates, oh yeah, perfect, upper limit problem. Thank you, Jacqueline. Creates room for us to actually increase our capacity for abundance. So I remember one year I went to this event and I had to have so much space around it. I needed so much time and so much support. I needed so much. I needed to receive before and after and during this event. And I went to the same event this coming year, or this past year, and I didn't need as much. So I realized my capacity to handle abundance and love and generosity and sisterhood and all of that had increased in the past year because I didn't need as much support or space or release after before. So it happens. This really works. So when we honor ourselves and the natural cycle of birth and death and rebirth, it's best to use the element of fire, which we're going to use today. So what it does is it creates earth, and that creates a new foundation and perspective for us to live on. So I want you to look at your intention right now on what you set last time, 2 weeks ago, or if you didn't do that, you can simply create one now. What's the intention that you wish to manifest or experience? And I would say pick a big one, a big desired one that still feels far away and feels not manifested, or feels like you've given up on it. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm not going to reach this goal. So pick something that feels like that. And even if you're using your journal or the same place that you wrote it, that's great. We're going to write in that same place in a little bit, but also get a new piece of paper out or rip out a piece of paper from that journal. And as you think about what is still not there in you, or what feels really far away, or what still hasn't been manifested, or what you feel like is not in you yet, I want you to think deeper on this, and I want you to close your eyes. And I just want you to feel yourself there again. So feel yourself in that intention setting phase. When you set this intention, why you set it, what was around you, what was the real passion in you, the desire in you. Just get yourself back there again right now. Lots of energy flowing, and I feel like I feel I need to remind you guys to honor your body where you are. So as you think about this, feel any sensations or any energy flow that's happening within you, and honor it and breathe through it. So now that you find yourself there again, I just want you to think about where you are now, the real truth of where you are and how you feel about this desire and how you feel about where you are now. What's real for you? And think about how big this gap is from here, where you are now, to there, where you want to be. You may see what you need to take action on or who you can get support from, but what in you still feels like you don't have this? What belief about yourself or the world or the topic of your intention is still clouding your judgment and keeping you stuck in your old way of being? And again, just be real with yourself. Honor what's coming up. Any emotion is fine. Everything is welcome. And ask yourself what needs to be released in you to renew your soul and make room for more energy within you, which will allow you to claim this intention. What is that one thing? Again, breathe through this. And once you have it, I want you to write it down on the new piece of paper that you've torn out. And I'm going to write with you. And again, allow the emotions to come up. All is normal. Excitement is normal. Grievance is normal. Fear is normal. Right now, I'm feeling a fluttering. That's probably more along the fear. And I know myself, I know that fear is just excitement without breath. So I'm feeling like I need to breathe more right now in this moment. Because I know that what I'm releasing is going to serve me. And it's an old way of being, so I'm still attached to it somehow. So you can do this for more than one intention, but it might be best to simply stick with just one. And I will share mine with you. I'll be vulnerable so you can get a sense of what this could look like. So regarding my intention about wanting to speak with 2 other speakers in the Bay Area, what I feel like is still holding me back or still keeping me in an energy that's not making the process easy and fun is that I feel like I'm not good enough to speak in front of many people. So again, I feel like I'm at that ceiling, that limit, the upper limiting, and I'm ready to release it because I know that I am good enough, logically. So that's what I'm going to be releasing. Does anyone want to share what they're going to be releasing? And if not, that's totally fine.
I'll speak.
Okay.
It was really interesting right before you said like check in with your body, and you know me, I'm very much about going into my body. It was so perfect. I actually felt like this feeling in my stomach, and then the energy moving upwards. It was almost like everything gurgling, and then the energy moving up through the throat and out the mouth, which was really interesting. I've never noticed it that way before. It's usually like centered in one spot. It's never really moving that way. So that was really interesting. So are we sharing what's clouding our judgment, or like clouding? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, what feels like is still, what feels within you that feels like it's holding you back, that you need to release this in order for you to experience the intention that you set.
Yeah, because you had something before. There's 2 things that came up. But one is, like you had said, is the thought, which I've actually been tracking a lot in some way, shape, or form, is this never happens to me. That's a big one. And I didn't realize that till you really said it. It makes more sense now. And then the other one is, how do I even do this? Like, who am I to know how to do this? Or I've asked so many times, like nothing's worked, so how am I going to do this? So it's really more like, well, I've tried, so what am I going to do? And then it comes back to, this never happens to me. There's that cycle. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think that's really real for most people.
Yeah. That feels really good too. Like to say that out loud. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You'll notice too, when you speak, everyone, when you speak your fears, especially with your words, you will feel a lighter feeling immediately. So even if it's by yourself or if with a significant other or some really close friend, as soon as you speak your fears, it's going to positively impact your life and your relationship to it. Like I said, this moon is here to illuminate the fears. So that's why we're writing it down. That's why I'm allowing you guys to share this. So we can call it out. Okay, one more. Does anyone else want to share what they are releasing? And just speak up if you want.
Well, I'm releasing just this attachment from my whole life to material things that I have held on to, that I have looked to be a representation of who I am and what I've done, and those things, you know, basically defining me, and things that I think I have to have with me because they were things that I had accomplished or gathered or had somehow built my life on. And I'm much older than you guys, so this is a long time, but the reality of being able to move forward with things that I really want by releasing things that are really just things that don't necessarily define me at all. And so that's kind of what I'm releasing.
It is what you're releasing. It's not kind
It
of.
is what I'm releasing.
Great. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
So powerful. My whole body is like vibrating with warmth. Maybe it's my shirt. I'm hot. Okay, great. So once you have yours, just hold it in your hand. Hold a piece of paper in your hand and feel it and breathe into it, and just feel what comes up for you if you haven't already when you think about releasing this. So when you think about it has served you thus far, this belief, whatever it is, and now you're ready to let it go. So be courageous in this moment. Be raw with yourself as you are willing to let this go. And feel into that real fast as you hold this piece of paper. This is the time to feel that grievance, because grievance is often not honored in our society. So this is a part of the cycle. Now, light that shit up. Take your bowl, take your piece of paper and your lighter, and set it on fire. Burn it away. Say thank you. Say goodbye. Feel it. And let's all take a moment of silence for the old, what served us in some way. No doubt this is going to bring up something in you. I can already feel it in my body. Maybe something around that you're not ready to let it go. Maybe something around there's still a way that it serves you. I promise you there's not, and I promise you you're ready. Okay, so to create safety, I would invite you all to think about what it is that you would like to replace this with. So whatever you let go, what would you like to instead experience or be or do or believe?
Sorry, Michelle, do we light these up and put them into the bowls right now?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I was concentrating on this.
Oh my God.
Thanks.
So yes, light it up. Yes. And then Jacqueline, take a moment of silence after you do that for yourself. So again, so let's think about what we'd like to replace this thing that we're letting go with, and let this replacement merge in your mind with the intention that you set, adding to its intensity. So you can go back to your journal where you wrote your intention, or write it now, and recognize that this is a new replacement for you to harness it right now as you look back on the ashes of the past, what you just released. So think about that replacement, write it down, add it to the intention, and actually merge this new thing in to what you're claiming with your intention. Writing it where you originally wrote it, or rewrite it now, your intention. So I'll share mine. Since I released the feeling of not being good enough to speak to so many people, I'm replacing that with receiving the positive reflections of those closest to me and holding on to the belief that my desire to share what I'm passionate about is also the desire of women to hear about them. So that is what I replaced mine with. Does anyone want to quickly share what they replaced theirs with? And again, if not, that's totally fine.
I'll go.
Okay.
So what's come up for me over the past couple of weeks is just I've had this this huge flow of energy coming into me, and I think my biggest fear is, okay, I'm in this really great space of creativity and energy, and what if I don't stay in this space? So I'm releasing that and changing that with I can tap into my inner child and source and my creative energy at any time and use that to fuel me, and that the universe and I are lovers and that we can both give and receive from each other.
Beautiful. That's so cool. I love that. That's really awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else? Want to share what they replaced what they released with? So next, we are going to make a note of which ways that we might have a tendency to act out the old thing that we just let go of. Because we're only human and we can predict quite a lot. So we want to write down specifically where our weaknesses might lie in our life and situations and call ourselves out quietly to prevent us from coming back into this habit. So write down what are the situations that you might come back into this thing that you just released, that you might not choose what you wanted to replace it with. Just know any situation that might come up or any place where this old belief could pop up. And so again, we're calling this out. We're covering all of our bases so that everything is illuminated and aware for us to see. And does anyone want to share one area of their life? This may be really helpful. I just want to remind you that anyone listening now or watching, they may not know that someone else is going through the same thing, and that someone else might be more vulnerable or weak in an area that's similar to them. So does anyone want to share real quickly about what area that they're more susceptible in to come back to old patterns, or what situation, or around any specific people? I would love to have one person share.
Well, I think for me, it's just putting myself back in the situation of, thinking that material things are what are giving me value, or they are things that I need to hold on to because of some status type of thing. So for me, just keeping myself out of, that mindset, and keeping myself more fluid in general, and just um, focusing on the present and living my life, now, and enjoying it, and not feeling like I have to um, add to my life by these material things. So I think that's just a mindset, as well as a physical focus on staying out of that past.
And Mom, where might you feel like you need material possessions? What would be a situation that could pop up where you could desire that again?
Um, just the feeling of, I think part of it for me was coming from a place of, not having things when I was a child, when I was very young. So it became a thing for me to feel like I was making progress, that I was um, becoming more valuable, or I coming into where I needed to be. And as I added those material things, that added to my definition, it added to my success, and to realize that that is not what defines me or defines my life, and isn't necessary. I think is a big step, and I think it's a place that I need to keep focused on, that it isn't about those things. But as a collector, I'll still collect.
So mainly just in day-to-day life, just keeping that awareness.
Yeah, I think
That's the
so. I
situation.
think it's really overcoming a limiting belief that I've had for a long part of my life. Is realizing every day that when I start to think, oh, I need that, or I want that because that's going to make me something better, or make me look more successful, or be something, that that's a limiting belief I used to have, that I don't need anymore, that I just released, and that it's a way that you just kind of live each day focused on what is serving you. And I think that was a really key for me this last 2 weeks, of what's serving you, what's serving me, and how is it serving me. And some things I was surprised that I thought aren't, and some things that I thought weren't really are. So it's like keeping that kind of thought process on that kind of in place and in present.
Beautiful. So what I heard was the clue was when you say or think, I want that, I need that. That's when you know to evaluate, is it serving me or is it not? Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wanted to write this down so we can predict. There are clues for how we jump back into our old patterns that aren't serving us. And so Mom shared one for her, that when she says, I want this, I need this, she can stop and remember that clue and bring in that awareness around the issue, around the item. So using these situations as a way for you to recognize and be aware of how you might step back into that old way is a really powerful way. So this is what I want you to do, is just keep this in your awareness as you go about these next 2 weeks. And remember, this is the process of letting go. So we want to claim or illuminate these situations and clues so that we can remember to harness the replacing belief, action, or thought that we chose today. Since this is the process of letting go, it's not immediate. So we have to remember what are those clues that we can keep holding on to and keep choosing the new way of life, because we create our reality by our choices. Choices begin the process of change. And so fire burns away the old, like I said, but it creates the earth, the new earth, the foundation of and perspective that we can now live on that serves us. And that is transformation, beautiful ladies. So we just did that right now. So I want you to light your candle to represent this new fire within you. So right now, light a candle. I already have one lit, but just around you. So it represents your constant state of transforming what no longer serves you in favor of creating your new foundation of success. And even let this be a ritual. I know lighting a candle is a really simple thing, but let it have more meaning in this moment. You chose to release something. You chose to replace it. You chose to be aware of what might hold you back in the future. And you are willing to transform. So let this represent that. And know that with every flame, it's creating a new foundation for your success as it burns away whatever needs to be released. And just give, yeah, does someone have something to say? Oh, I thought I heard something. And just give yourself a moment with this flame, with this candle, honoring yourself in gratitude. And remember that renew means to resume after an interruption. So the power of this kind of ceremony and ritual is for us to use as fuel to implement a specific behavior that we want. And that's why I have us do this, is because when we come into ritual, that creates an opportunity for us to come into experiencing what we want, experiencing abundance, claiming our intentions through manifestation. So let this candle and this flame be a representation of that, and for you to remember. And perhaps this is maybe a little ritual that you want to do daily or weekly or on every full moon, what needs to be transformed. Beautiful. So let these next 2 weeks be a time of real awareness, like I said. And as you release these next 2 weeks, notice and choose your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs, your words wisely. You can take back your words in the moment. You can apologize. You can change your mind. And you can forgive. You know, we all think we can't do any of this, but we can. So remember, this is the process of letting go, the process of transformation. It's not immediate. This is how we do it. Okay? So that is it, beautiful ladies. We are complete with this ceremony. I'm in such gratitude for all of you to be here and everyone listening. Yay! So thank you so much. Just looking at your beautiful faces. And I also want to share that my desire from these past 2 calls has been to continue this connection every month. So I'm going to be starting a monthly call that's free, kind of like this, and I wanted to see which one of you would like to be involved in this free call every month. And it would be around any sort of manifestation or abundance or feminine power, whatever is coming up for you. And I'm feeling like this should be on the new moon. So does any of you want to join me in this?
I do.
Yay!
Yes, I would. Ooh.
Beautiful.
If you can't see it, Ariel said so too.
Oh, yeah, I can't see that. Yay, Ariel.
I just had a message float up.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Beautiful. Yay! Well, thank you. I'm so excited then for you to join me. I'll set that up, and I would love to be in touch with everyone who said yes. And anyone that didn't say yes and actually does want to be part of that, please email me or hit me up on social media. My email is michelle.powell@me.com. email me if you want to be a part of this. And for those that said yes, I'm going to contact you and sign you up for the list that I'll share all this information so that you can join. Yay! Awesome. Okay, well, everyone unmute yourself so you can say goodbye and celebrate and be excited right now. Because you've done a lot. Yay!
Thank you, Michelle.
You're
Thanks.
so
This was
welcome.
beautiful. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Michelle.
Bye. Beautiful day, everyone.
Bye.
You too. Bye.